Can you recollect some pre-Harappan sites before the emergence of mature phase? It could be Neolithic also, it could be Chalcolithic also, it could be early Harappan also. Any site. Can you remember? Anjira. Okay. Mehergarh, Kilegul Muhammad. Okay, very good. Balakot, very good. Then Sanju, are you remembering? Bolan Valley. Sohan Valley is mostly important for Paleolithic. Okay. Okay. Now I will show you some images. Some of them are early Harappan, but all the early Harappan sites did not emerge into major cities. That site, it is named Mohenjo-daro. It is named as like Mohenjo-daro is there, but Mohen, that part from A, it starts from another some two cities were there. Nausharo, which one? There were two cities. I think one starts with J. J, and one starts with Junaidaro. Okay. Mostly late Harappan sites you will observe in Haryana, in Gujarat area you will find. Which one? Lohmjadaro, okay. Juderjo Daro. Now you see the symbol. If you see this symbol circle, Indus civilization cities. Chanhudaro is a city. Mohenjo-daro is a city. This one is also a city. So wherever you see this one, when you see Harappan city, Kalibangan, Banawali, Iraqi Garhi. Here you see Surkotoda, Dholavira. This one, Indus, other cities. Whenever you see the boxes, they are also other cities. But these are the important cities which reached urban civilization at peak. Three phases are there: early, mature, later. Harappa started early also. This one, in early Harappan phase, in Upinder Singh also they did not mention as early Harappan phase. And moreover, these are giving the direct mature phase in the archaeological layers. So it is like many layers. Some are giving early, mature, late. Some are giving the continuity. Some directly entered into the mature phase and continued into the later phase.
Some started at the end of the mature phase and they are very dominant in the late Harappan site. For example, in Gujarat, Rangpur area, it started in the late Harappan phase, but mostly dominant in the later Harappan stage. So that way, but this overall ecosystem helped the cities to emerge into urban areas. That way you have to remember. And when it comes to early Harappan site, you remember few things like Balakot. Now I will give you the list, and those lists will help you in understanding. It must be the same criteria. Nearby Mohenjo-daro also, we are not able to identify some village settlements or early Harappan phase. It might have vanished over a 2000 period of time. It might be a small settlement nearby Mohenjo-daro. But whatever is remain with all brick structures, which could sustain for 3000 years, only that is visible as of today. But there might be some settlements which are perishable in nature and they vanished in the history. So exact all the archaeological evidence we could not find. And nearby this area, some cities, present day villages also might be emerged. That archaeological survey is finding difficult to really connect all the dots. So this is how different.
I forgot something which region has colors found Hathora, that is humans colors found in UP Hathora.
MP.
And that region where that knife was found, only knife or something blade was found, hand was found, which was about 12 lakh something years ago. But what was the place name?
Pallavaram.
Also that's south.
In Chennai. Near Chennai, Pallavaram. That date, exact date was not there actually. Paleolithic stone, Paleolithic hand axe. Good. So all Paleolithic in one place. And while doing also state by state also you do. In Madhya Pradesh, Paleolithic. Like that. So suppose your list should contain like in Madhya Pradesh, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Chalcolithic, like that. Balakot we have written. These are the Balakot related developments. Next you give, or in Balakot itself we will summarize it, then we will go. The main features we are going to list out. Pottery artifacts. Now all of them we are going to write. For example, you give like this. Pottery, Balakot, early Harappan phase. Early Harappan phase. Pottery, just give like this. Wheel made pottery. wheel made, painted pottery, wheel made, painted. In mature Harappan stage also, we are going to see the similar characteristics. Then artifacts. Artifacts. Humped bull figurine. Humped bull is very, very common in Harappan civilization. Copper objects. Copper objects. Microliths. Microliths. Beads of various materials. Bead industry is very popular in Chanhodara, mature Harappan stage. Beads of various materials. So chalk, chalcedony, steatite, faience, various stone elements will come. Next, crops. Crops. Barley, legumes, barley, legumes, bear. So likewise, Balakot. Next one, Amri. Amri. Early Harappan. We are seeing now where is Amri. This is the location. Balakot also this side. So Balakot, Amri. Now we are going to see Chanhodaro, Mohenjo-daro in large scale. These activities on the large scale. Now in Amri, what type of early Harappan evidence came? Period 1, this one. Period 1, early Harappan. Next, period. In period 1 itself, period 2 is transition, period 3 is mature Harappan. Period 2, transition. Period 3, mature Harappan. Why I am giving these details? You have to counter the foreign origin theories. Questions were coming. Do you think Harappan civilization was built by foreigners? Already question was there. Foreign origin theory. You have to counter it. First of all, you have to give foreign origin theory. Which scholars, which archaeologists highlighted foreign origin theory on what basis? Then in the next half of the next part of the answer, you are going to highlight it is not the sudden development, it is not the foreign origin. It is the indigenously developed, and you see the evidence. You are going to show Balakot before thousands and before 2000 years itself, this tradition is there. And when it comes to Amri, period 1 early Harappan, on top of it transition phase, on top of it mature Harappan phase. This evidence is very, very crucial in answering that particular question. As I said earlier, questions were coming directly in this part. In the mature phase, what was the town planning? In mature phase, how seals represented the religion, what was their religious beliefs, what was their society. Main focus was this one. But nowadays, UPSC is focusing on this part and this part. Because both are crucial in understanding that it is not the foreign one, it is the indigenously developed civilization. Because only when you prove without any doubt that this civilization developed indigenously, then only our Indian history or the humans past in the Indian subcontinent goes back to the thousands of years back. Otherwise, it always ideologically counter to our nationalism. It is not that with the theory, without any evidence we are saying. As we were progressing in the archaeology, more and more evidence is coming, more and more proof is coming that it is indigenously developed, not the foreign one. And when Jawaharlal Nehru has written the book, what is the book he has written? Discovery of India. In Discovery of India, it was written in 1940s. During Quit India movement, that time period he has written. Already before 1940s, in which decade this was officially announced, this was discovered? 1920s. Almost 20 years passed. For some time in 20s, some kind of development, excavation started and it came uncovered. But after that, do you know, economically at a global level, in 1930s, there was a huge shock to the world. Great Depression. Britishers were saying because of Great Depression, economically we are very weak and we are not able to allocate the funds to Archaeological Survey of India. But there is no dearth of funds for their pomp and splendor. They used to enjoy, but when it comes to the institutional allocation, and they say no funds. That's why Indians were always saying give the autonomy to the provinces. Because this is Punjab and Sindh province, and if you give more powers to this province, they can allocate the funds. So this was the counter themes in freedom struggle. But they used to say that no funds. That is why what happened? After some time, they did not give the funds and the excavation did not progress for some time. And due to rainfall, already it was unearthed for some time. Then due to rainfall, due to floods, the evidence was washing away. In 1940s itself, he felt sad that already whatever great civilization is unearthed, but this is washing away. And much progress did not take place. And after that, Second World War started. And during Second World War, entire focus was different, not on this one. That's why after independence only, real development in archaeological survey developed. And more evidence came that, because now we are independent. Earlier, when under British, they were always saying it is foreign. But now it is our duty to really see whether it is foreign one or Indian one. That's why more progress. On Pakistan side, they were also doing. On Indian side, we were also doing. So that is how more and more evidence came. And finally, it is completely concluded that it is not the foreign one, it is the gradual evolution. Period 1, period 2, period 3, mature. You write this. Pottery. When it comes to pottery, gradual increase in the refinement. Gradual increase in the refinement. Variety of pottery. Various pottery designs. Most of them wheel made. Most of them wheel made. Designs were geometric. Designs geometric. painted with brown, black and ochre color. Brown, black, ochre color. Ochre, O-C-H-R-E. This term is particularly important because after this declining phase, we are going to see one type of pottery called ochre colored pottery, OCP phase. This OCP phase is one thing that connects late Harappan with Vedic people later. Before the emergence of Vedic people, after the decline of Harappan, there was a huge gap in between. And in this gap, ochre colored pottery type of settlements were there. That is why we are going to see the importance of ochre colored. Okay, today also ochre colored. Okay. You can write the continuity of the culture. So this way, ochre colored pottery will come. Ochre colored with so much designs. So this way, Harappan pottery. So this way it is going to come. So gradually it is the evolution. Step by step they are going to next level. Ochre. Houses. When it comes to houses, mud bricks, and stone. Now this mud brick is going to become burnt brick in the mature Harappan stage. Next, artifacts. Artifacts. Shirt blades. Shirt blades. Bone tools. Bone tools. Stone balls. Artifacts made with copper and bronze. You see, usage of the bronze also in the early Harappan phase. It is going to become very high level during mature Harappan stage. Next, storage. Multiple cellular compartments. Multiple cellular compartments. Bronze.
Sir, in Harappa, I'm talking about Harappa, only natural Harappa.
Hmm.
Sir, they're experts in bronze making and any seals or anything. Sir, copper you can get from 53 mines and Ganesha, the copper mine. But how from where, which area they can find steel? Because steel is not available in that region.
They imported from some place. Even I do not exactly remember, either Afghanistan or Chota Nagpur plateau also. Because they had the connectivity with K3 mines, they had the connectivity with the South gold mines, and they had the connectivity with Chota Nagpur also. Because already that area, Mesolithic, Neolithic settlements, you remember? Can you remember some Mesolithic sites in Bilan Valley? Damdama, Sarai Naharroy, Chopani Mando, such kind of sites are there. And already people were living. And they were also started using such kind of minerals. And probably network was there. And that side Iran is also there. So that I will tell exact from which location they brought it. Storage, multiple cellular compartments. Probably these are used for grain storage. Grain storage. Suppose when it comes to the question, this is isolated way we are studying early Harappan phase. Early Harappan phase. When it comes to, just I'll write here, you need not to write. Suppose when you are saying how Harappan civilization is not a foreign one but indigenous one. You are going to compare like mature Harappan stage is very, very particular about storage of the grains. Granaries. In Harappa also we have many granaries. 6 rows. That means 12 buildings. And Mohenjo-daro also we have storage facilities. Grain storage. But this tradition already in early Harappan stage in Amri itself. This way you are going to connect. Like that in Code DG, what type of development, and in mature, what type of development. In Balakot, what type of early Harappan phase in this. And in fact, in Harappa also, it is also in early Harappan phase. In early Harappan phase, these are the features. In mature Harappan phase, these are the features. So this is how, if you are going to give the comparison, then it completely counter the theory that it is the indigenously gradual evolution theory. For that purpose, we need this evidence. That's why I am giving these things. So they have houses, mud, brick, stone age, artifacts, these things, and storage facility also. Next, Code DG. Next, early Harappan phase, Code DG. Code DG. Stages: early, mature. Early also there, mature also there. And when it comes to early dates, it goes 3300 BC. What is the mature dates? Estimate of mature Harappan phase. 2600 to 1900. So that was the, and this is 3300. You can see hundreds of years before that. Houses. When it comes to houses, fortified with a massive wall. This is what we are going to call citadel in the mature Harappan phase. Usage of limestone. Now you see they are gradually evolving. So you have limestone, mud bricks, presence of citadel and lower residential area. You can give code DG example. Before mature Harappan, in mature Harappan stage, we are going to see the same features. Suppose if question is about what are the town planning features of mature Harappan phase. Citadel, lower area. Two stage in the city was divided into two parts, citadel and another one is lower area. In Dholavira, we have 3 layers. Oh, sorry. Okay. 3 layers. Upper town, middle town, lower town. Artifacts. When it comes to artifacts, objects made from stone, shell, bone, stone, shell, bone, terracotta figurine, terracotta figurine, in bracket you give bull figurine, terracotta bull, very, very famous in Harappan civilization. This is one of the counter arguments for bull is very, very important, but cow is not that represented. So this is one argument that they are not the similar to Aryan people. Bangles, beads, a fragment of a bronze bangle. A fragment of bronze bangle. And if you see in the mature Harappan stage, bronze dancing girl. Very high level of craftsmanship. In this also, you can see the beginning of that craftsmanship. Pottery. Pottery. Wheel made pottery. Wheel made. Decorated with brown color. Decorated with brown color. Short necked pot. Short necked pot. Today also short necked pot. Pots were designed with horned deity. Horned deity, you can say religion. Pottery was designed with paintings on the pottery with a horned deity. Horned deity, on seals also they represented in mature phase. But here on pottery they started. Horned deity. Proto-Shiva is also having horns. But this is during mature Harappan phase. But in that, on the pottery, they started designing it. This is one. Horned deity. These also terracotta images with horns. And if you see, almost every god is having horns. This also. Horns. This is during mature Harappan phase. But in the beginning stages with the terracotta on pottery, they started designing. And later, when it comes to terracotta and bronze images also, they started making. Seals also, they used those ideals. Likewise. So initially, idea will come. And that idea is represented in different form. For example, during Bhimbetka time period, they were having some kind of visualization. And they represented on the walls of the caves. And now they got the pottery. And they started showing their skills on the pottery designs. Because at that time, the easily available material was that. Now as the civilization progresses, as the material increases, they will show the similar kind of idea in a different form. And if you remember, our earlier scripts, the Vedas, they were not written. They were only orally transmitted. Orally transmitted. Later when they started writing, whatever immediately available technology, they used it. What is the technology in the earliest stages to write the palm leaves, dried palm leaves. And after some time, they started using the paper. And today we are using the computer. But idea is same thing. Same Vedas, same ideology, same religion. Only when civilization progress, the idea is transforming into different forms. Pottery. Hornodity. People leaves. They painted with hornodity. People leaves. People tree is very, very important in Buddhism. But the people tree already started worshipping in Vedic time period, even much before early Harappan phase itself. So animal worship is not something that Vedic onwards only it came. Before that also it is in the Indian subcontinent. And in fact it is there on the Pakistan soil itself. These are in the Pakistan soil. So this is where once Islam comes, they felt all these ideals are against the Islam. That's why gradually they decline. But when it comes to the Indian mainland, these ideas are still persisting. People lives. And all these, just you give all these characteristics of the pottery, just one line, last line, because this term often comes. All these characteristics of pottery gave a uniqueness to Code DG pottery. Code DG pottery. And it was often referred to as Code DGN. You are going to see in other places also. For example, if similar kind of characteristics are available in some other place, and we used to say that Code DGN type of pottery was available in some other place. So because Code DG has shown such a kind of advancement in pottery making. This is one example. Next one, Mehergad. Mehergad will come. Mehergad. Code DG style of vessels. Now you see. Code DG style of vessels. Perforated jars. In Mehergad, we have 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, 4 layers, 5 layers, 6 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In Mehergad, we identified 7 layers of settlements. The first layer is Neolithic, transition, Chalcolithic, early Harappan. But thereafter, it did not have much link with mature Harappan phase. Up to this point of time, it has dominated, but it did not evolve into mature Harappan phase. But up to here, from Neolithic to the copper culture, that's why Neolithic to Chalcolithic. Mehergad is giving the evidence. 7 layers of evidence. Perforated jars. perforated jars, which suggests links with the Indus Valley. It suggests links with the Indus Valley by the end of period 7. By the end of period 7. You write one more statement. However, these links are not so strong. However, these links are not so strong as to constitute true Harappan influence. True Harappan influence. What does it mean, true Harappan influence? Like cities, citadel, lower town, trading culture, seal making, writing, all those were urban features. But those urban features, it did not. So up to here, it stopped. So it gave, from Neolithic to this level, it gave continuity, and thereafter it stopped the civilization. And people migrated to some other next immediate place, and they started. Nausharo, next place, Nau. Nausharo. Where is Nausharo? Do you see? Are you able to see where is Nausharo? Just near Mehergarh. This is Mehergarh. Mehergarh is early agricultural site. And this is Nausharo. Nausharo. Write one point. Near to Mehergarh, at Nausharo, near Nausharo, there is a clear transition. There is a clear transition from the early Harappan to a transitional phase early Harappan to a transitional phase, and then to mature stage, and then to mature Harappan phase. Now can you remember what are the sites which gave evidence of early Harappan settlements since the beginning? Now you restrict purely to early Harappan phase. Whatever we have discussed today. Balakot, Amri nearby, Mehergarh, just nearby Mehergarh, Nausharo. What is a specific element? Which type of pottery? It gave its name also to the pottery. Code DG. Now, Code DG. Nausharo, one example we got. Code DG, we got one example. Amri, we got one example. Balakot, one example we got. This is in this region, Bolan Pass in the Balochistan Sindh region. If we go a little bit above, Gumla. Next you give Gumla. Gumla is located in this place, near Harappa. So these are the places, you see, these are the places near to Mohenjo-daro. In this way you can connect few examples nearby Mohenjo-daro, few examples nearby Harappa. Gumla. Gumla. Pottery. When it comes to pottery, now you see, Code-Digian type. Code-Digian type. Now, you should not have any doubt that what is this Code-Digian type. With the different designs, horned ID design, people tree designs. Code-Digian pottery is ochre colored. OCP phase is different. OCP phase itself is a phase, but they started using the OCP color also, brown color also, black color also, ochre type of color, usage of the color. When it comes to OCP phase after 2000 BC, we got so many places in Gangetic Valley. We are in Indus Valley now. In Gangetic Valley, we got so many settlements with ochre type of pottery. But the timeline is showing after 2000, not before that. We are in before 3000s. We are in 3000s. So such type of color, designs, Code-Digian type, similar type was identified in Gumla also. Sanju, following? Next one. Pottery with horned deity. In Gumla itself, example you give, Code-Digian type, horned with, painted with horned deity. Period 4 is mature Harappan. So layer by layer development we can see. And this is located in Gomal Valley. Location Gomal Valley. Now you get many valleys. When it comes to prehistory, you have to link with some kind of geographic location. Just if I give for perspective, in your notebook what you can do, in the side you make like this. Side you make like this. Son Valley. Gomal Valley. And here, what is the pass? Bolan Pass. Here Khyber Pass, Bolan Pass. Bolan Valley. And here Bilan Valley. Okay. So even though if you cannot identify exact location, like this also you can represent. In Bilan Valley many places, Bolan Valley many places, Gomal Valley, Son Valley, Indus Valley, major river. And here Tungabhadra Valley. So this Gumla is located in Gomal Valley. In Gomal Valley, one more site. Done? Done? Rahman Dairy, next place. Rahman Dairy, Gomal Valley, Gomal Valley, Gomal Valley, near to Gumla. Do you see this? Gumla, Rahman Dairy, nearby. Near to Gumla. Early Harappan phase. Timeline is 3-3. Just to give you the perspective, need not to remember, but you can simply estimate around 3,300. Houses. Now you are going to see how this gradual transition. Planned rectangular settlements. Planned rectangular settlements. So we used to praise about Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, town planning, grid structure, straight lines, 90 degrees cut. But Rahman Dairy, before itself, already started. Regular grid of streets. Regular grid of streets. When it comes to mature Harappan features, we are just going to list out, that's it. Already development already started.
I just noticed now. These plant settlements, rectangular streets, then constraints having right angles, these things are present in Raman and Harappa and all those parts. So are the same features present in Mesopotamian civilization also?
Mesopotamian civilization also, but not in like in our planned way. They are very haphazard. Very haphazard.
How can they not be there haphazardly in their areas, but they build plant settlements in somewhere else?
That is exact our counter argument. If someone says Mesopotamian people came and developed cities here means, then they are in haphazard condition. How can they become more organized here with regular street? That is one of the counter arguments that, yeah. So that is very, very haphazard manner, that one. It is not like Indus Valley. Indus Valley is very systematic, very organized. When it comes to drainage system also very planned, water management system also very planned. And this kind of proper planning was not there in that.
And so also, it's the Sumerian language. There are some identicals with Harappan scripts. Because if there is no identical between the two scripts, that means how can Mesopotamia or those parts people?
Yeah, how can, even we could read Sumerian script, we are not able to read Indus script. Then if they are same, definitely they are kind of some kind of identity. We could have easily read Harappan script also, but we are not able to read. This is another counter argument that not. Another one, these people are very much interested in comfort of the common people. Common people in the sense, in this world. But if you see Sumerian and Egyptian people, they have built huge temple structures or tombs of the kings. Egypt, pyramid, mummies, they are tombs, huge constructions. That means the whatever tax amount they are collecting, they are using that amount for these kind of construction activities. But on the other hand, what is the attitude of the Indus people? Proper drains, proper town planning, comfortable houses. So more secular. And when they are wasting their money in terms of gods or other aspects, religious aspect, but here most of the money was spent on comfort of the common life. So this shows the utilitarian aspect. They are more secular comparing with the counterpart. Again, argument. So these are the arguments when it comes to the why it is not foreign origin. And most important counter argument is before Harappan, mature Harappan stage, already settlements are having these characteristics. So you have to give as many places like Balakot you give, Amri you give, Kot DG, then Rahman Deri, then Gumla. Next, houses, rectangular, grid. Next, usage of mud bricks. Mud bricks. Pottery. Code DGN elements. This code DGN will come, often come. Code DGN elements with graffiti. Means it designs paintings on the pottery. Graffiti. Next, artifacts. Artifacts. Now you see, when it comes to GS answer and optional answer, what difference will come? In general studies, if question is about what are the characteristics of mature Harappan, or simply what are the characteristics of Harappan civilization, you are going to write all. They used burnt brick, planned cities, rectangular, then pottery with designs, everything you will give in general studies. But unless you give this particular place, it cannot become your optional answer. The more you give, the more score you will get. Because these features everyone knows. Even examiner also, examiner is not much interested in reading this. After reading so many copies, examiner, she or he, not interested in reading these. They look for these. So this is like, these are the jumps in the answer. So they look for this. Whatever you are saying, whether you are substantiating with evidence or not. This is one, it will give you 50-55%. And if you can bring the person who excavated these areas, and that is going to be the ultimate. When it comes to Harappa, Dayaram Sahani, Mohenjo-daro, R.D. Banerjee. When it comes to overall Indus Valley civilization, formal announcement, John Marshall. Then when it comes to foreign origin theories, Mortimer Wheeler. And when it comes to prehistoric fossils, Hathnora skull, H.D. Sankalia. If you bring those people, that gives you the maximum. Because after reading 10 answer sheet to 20 answer sheet, examiner will not find these kind of people names. And when you see, when he or she see your copy with such names, definitely they will give more numbers.
Sir, that fossil skull, that Hathnora, the student's name was?
H.D. Sankalia. H.D. Sankalia, Madhya Pradesh, Hathnora.
Sir, he's from A side.
Archaeological, yes, archaeological. He discovered in 1982. He discovered Hathnora in 1980s. No, he is just a second. I will give. I understand. He was Indian Sanskrit scholar and archaeologist, specializing in proto and ancient Indian history. He is a professor. Enrolled at University of London for his PhD on the archaeology of Gujarat. It seems own. At the request of Archaeological Survey of India Director General K.N. Dikshit, Sankalia undertook exploration in Gujarat to test Bruce Foote's hypothesis between lower Paleolithic and Neolithic. Actually, he is a professor in Deccan College. He is a Deccan College professor in Pune, but Archaeological Survey of India requested him to do some research, and he was doing that. So he was a scholar. So in the present day context, suppose if someone from JNU University, a professor, archaeological department may ask to do some research on a particular task. So likewise, it was also done. He conducted this research and he found out this one. If you bring those people names, that makes huge difference in the answer. Rahmandari artifacts. Next, artifacts you write down. Stone blades, copper, bronze tools, stone blades, copper, bronze tools, terracotta figurine, terracotta figurine, beads of lapis lazuli, beads of lapis lazuli and turquoise, so beads of lapis lazuli, turquoise. This indicates trade exchange with Afghanistan and Central Asia. Because this raw material is not available locally, this indicates trade exchange with Afghanistan and Central Asia. Harappan people are also, they are going to use these existing networks. Now you see, before Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Chaudhary itself, so much development in Gumla, in Rahman Deri, Nausharo, Mehergarh, Kodiji, Amri. Earlier we have written Balakot. Able to see? In mature Harappan stage, just we are going to write this pottery, these artifacts, these crops, like that only. Cultivation. Crops. Wheat, barley. Wheat, barley is not something new in 3000. Why? In 3000, we are in 3000. It is not something new. Growing wheat and barley in 3000, is it something new? In 7000 onwards, Mehergarh people, already they are eating the. And cotton also, they are using already by this time. We used to say, cotton is one of the very, very important crop of Indus people. And in fact, Sindhan, the term Sindhan comes from the cotton. Cotton is very, very important because when it comes to this area, cotton is very, very crucial because it made people civilized actually, cotton clothes. Before cotton clothes, there were different kind of cloth wearing. And it's like half naked only for most of the people. Because cotton was very costly at that time. Growing cotton and weaving the cotton cloth, and that requires a huge skill. Indus people, they mastered it very early. The person who announced it formally, who is the person? John Marshall. John Marshall himself told, not Indian, he himself told, Indus people almost 2000 years earlier than Europeans, they mastered the cloth making. And this, what does it give? In 1920s, what was the ideology? That Indians were not civilized. But this thesis or this statement goes counter to this. And in the history, in fact, Indians taught the civilization to the Western people. If we go by that statement, much before they wore the clothes, they mastered how to make the clothes. And in fact, West Asian people also used to import a lot of clothes from. Even today also, India is one of the exporter of cotton and clothes related. So this shows even during British time period, Karl Marx himself says the very mother country of cotton inundated with manufactured cloths. So all these statements shows India is one of the earliest civilized nations or countries in the world. But we have forgotten, archaeology brought this fact into the light. In that context, Harappan Valley civilization is very, very crucial for both examination point of view also, for our national identity also. Wheat and barley, domestication. Domestication, cattle, sheep, goat. Cattle, sheep, goat. Cattle, sheep, goat. So likewise, you give some more. So this list will go on. There is no end. There are so many such areas. Other early Harappan settlements. Levan in Bannu Basin. Levan in Bannu Basin. Where do you see Levan? Here. Next. Yeah, that is Bannu Basin. In bracket you give, it is a factory site. It is a factory site. Factory. What does it mean? Factory means? They procured material. Okay. Next. Manufactured products, and they used to export to the other areas. But they are like manufacturing centers. Other people are importing, other people are buying. So they are producing and other people are purchasing from them. Factory side. Stone, beads. Stone, beads, metal. So manufacturing center. And it shows they are advanced. Next place you write this one, Tarkai Kila. Tarkai Kila, Sarai Kola. Next place, Sarai Kola. This Tarkai Kila, evidence of wheat, barley, lentil. Wheat, barley, lentil. Same. Cultivation of the crops, domestication of cattle, goat, sheep. After some time you are going to feel almost in every place same content. That's why you can write, once you identify the marking, writing 30 words is nothing. If you know this is early Harappan, then you know the early Harappan features, you write them. Saraikola. Saraikola. Now you see Saraikola. This is, if you remember, this Saraikola is close to this area, Jammu and Kashmir. In Jammu and Kashmir, Neolithic, what are the settlements? Important one? Sanju? Burjaham and Gufkral. There. Burjaham and Gufkral. What is the specialty of Burjaham and Gufkral when it comes to housing pattern? Pit dwellings. Saraikola was also, they were also having the pit dwellings in Neolithic. That clear transition is visible from pit dwellings to mud brick houses. So you write that in Saraikola, clear transition from pit dwellings to mud bricks. Now do you see how optional content varies? In GS, if you just remember Burjaham, pit dwelling, that is enough. But as optional student, you have to see how important that pit dwelling. This pit dwelling is transforming into mud bricks, that shows culturally evolving. And this cultural evolution is now gradually mud bricks to the burnt bricks to big construction, huge constructions. Go. Chalo. Mud bricks. So this is how you have to see in terms of optional. Actually, this part, prehistory, this requires a huge study. In R.S. Sharma or NCERT, these many details are not given. You definitely need to read Upinder Singh to get this much understanding. That's why at least once you go through Upinder Singh. You see these maps, you just follow the classes and at least read once Upinder Singh, at least go through the maps there in Upinder Singh. You go through the headings at least, you will get proper connectivity. Your answer is definitely going to be better than others. Because this kind of connectivity is very much required to write these questions up to Harappan. Now you see, Harappan's features are not something new if you know these many details before that. Saraikola, pit dwellings to mud bricks, artifacts. Write about artifacts. Terracotta figurine. Terracotta figurine. Shell bangles. Steatite beads. Steatite beads. Lapis lazuli bead. There was only one lapis lazuli bead was discovered. Only one. Copper artifacts. Copper artifacts like bangles, pins, rings, rods, Harappan features are not something new. These are the Harappan features. Now you tell me, in this, what are the settlements we have discussed up to now? Coming from the south. From south to north. Balakot we have discussed. Next one. Sanju, you can also tell. Balakot, next. Amri, next. Kodiji we have discussed. Mehergarh, Nausharo. Next one. Gumla, Rahman Deri, Liwan, Tarkaikila, Saraikola. Now you see, these are the settlements before the rise of Harappan itself. Now, we are going to discuss about Harappa also. Before emergence of mature Harappan stage, it has given the evidence of early Harappan phase also. Next heading you give Harappa. What early Harappan evidence came? In early Harappan phase, what identified? Settlement divided into, you give settlement. Divided into two parts. Two parts. And each part containing fortifications, mud brick platforms, layout of streets and houses. It shows the beginning of planning. It shows the beginning of planning. Pottery, codigian. This codigian will come. Very, very important when something happens. If UPSC marks somewhere here and it says early Harappan means codigi. Because comparing with other parts, codigi is very, very important. Codigian type of pottery. Artifacts. Chet blades. Terracotta female figurines. terracotta, female figurines, bangles, beads of lapis lazuli, steatite, carnelian, Now do you see in Harappan also, mature stage also we are going to write. In early stage itself they started. Only on large scale they are going to do in mature Harappan phase. And it is not that only Harappa they were using lapis lazuli. In other places also they already started. That shows the network with Afghanistan, Central Asia and Iran. Carnelian. Script. Evidence of early writing. Evidence of early writing on pottery and seals. So began, just beginning. Now these elements are going to enter into the next high level. Next one. Written? Sanju written up to here? Fine. Next Kalibangan. Now you can see these Kalibangan, Harappa, they did not evolve suddenly. Kalibangan. Date, when it comes to early phase date, 2920 to 2550. Settlement, massive mud brick fortification. Massive mud brick fortification. Houses made with mud bricks with courtyards. Courtyards in Harappan civil mature phase, we are going to do it as a special feature. They already started. Next, bricks. Standardization. Standardization of bricks. 3:2:1. Planning. lime plastered storage pits. Lime plaster storage pits. Saddle quains. Spelling is Q-U. Do you know what is saddle quain? Saddle quains. This one for grinding the food, grains, grinding the grains. So this is how saddle quains. You can write similar type of artifacts like Harappa. Artifacts, stone blades, terracotta figurine, shell bangles, stone, with a stone, with a terracotta, with a shell, with the beads, gold, silver, gold, silver, copper objects. It's near to K3 mines, copper, pottery. You tell me, default, what type of pottery? Codigian. Codigian type of pottery. Agriculture. This specialty of Kalibangan. Do you remember agriculture? One special importance of Kalibangan with respect to agriculture. Plowed field. Plowed field surface. This is the evidence to show that they practiced plowing, but we don't know which they used, whether it is bulls or human beings plowed, we don't know. And also the plow, whether it is copper, bronze or wooden plow, we don't know. But definitely we can... No, only terracotta model we got. Terracotta model of plow we got, but we don't know the real. If it is wooden, it would have vanished after 3000 years. If it is iron, it survived, but there is no iron. And bronze, whether they made it or not, we don't know. As of now, no discovered. Problem is, maybe something might be there, but on top of it, some cities might be there today. So much population. Kalibangan plowed field. This is very important in understanding the agriculture of Kalibangan plowed field, like this. Vertical, horizontal. So this way we got the evidence. So this shows that they practiced plowing in agriculture. And next you give only list. We will not worry about the remaining things. I will give you as part of notes, but you mention them. Fire altars, Kalibangan in mature phase. Not as of now. We will see in the mature phase. List of other early Harappan settlements. List of early Harappan settlement. Simply you keep writing. In Haryana, Kunal, Banwali, Raki Garhi, Banwali, Raki Garhi, Bhirana, in Gujarat, Kuntasi, Dholavira. All right. So up to now, the early Harappan phase. This is how it laid the foundation. Tomorrow what you do, one question I will give. That earlier I have given that question. If you remember, or you simply write this question. You simply write this question so that it's your homework. Tomorrow you bring it. Throw light on the role of early Harappan settlements in laying the foundation for mature Harappan phase. Fifteen mark means 2 pages. Throw light on the role of early Harappan settlements in laying the foundation for mature Harappan phase.
The approaches that the all that we discovered, that is John Marshall, they told about things like Rajas and Harappa. Those are all the scientists that we have read till now, all the archaeologists that we have read till now, though they discovered the sites of only mature Harappa or all three.
initially the top layer. So it is in 1921, suppose you see this, Harappa. Harappa is having the layers of settlements. But when Charles Mason sat on the mound of Harappa, in which stage he might have sat? Mature only, obviously. So only when they grow deeper and deeper, they come to know that it is not only about mature, it's about early Harappan also. So in the initial stage, it is about mature.
During early Harappan settlements, one of the archaeologists' name I can mention in my answer.
In early Harappan phase, as of now, I did not give you the list of people who specifically mentioned. That I will give you later. Okay, in one list I will give you all the.
First the date, then the who archaeologists excavated, then what are the findings like this structure. I think I will write so.
So before the end of Harappan chapter, we will get different archaeologist names and what they think. Different people will come when it comes to. Some people come with respect to origin theory, some people come with respect to decline, some people with respect to discovery, some Indians, some foreigners. That list I will give. So as of now, you explain properly different, like artisans how developed, pottery how developed, town planning how it developed. Likewise, you keep writing. Sanju, fine? Are you getting what is the structure of this? So you practice that. Tomorrow you show me the answer. Tomorrow we will see the features of mature Harappan. Mature Harappan, like town planning, their subsistence pattern, trading network, all those things we have to see.